everybody. Happy Mother's Day. It's Michelle from Evolution Pilates. I'm so glad that you clicked on this video. If you're a mother, I hope you're having a lovely day. If you're not a mother, I'm sure you can imagine your mother is glad you're going to take care of yourself for a little while with me. So this video is 30 minutes of some gentle stretching. I'm going to start sitting on a chair. Okay, so come join me. I'm going to sit nice and tall. I'm sitting on the front edge of the chair so that I can sit up straight, okay? We're going to take shoulders up and back, just rolling shoulders, really big range of motion. And let your breath move with you however it wants to. I want to inhale as I come up and exhale. Do that 2 more times. Last one. Good. And let's just sit nice and tall and feel the pelvis really grounded down into our chair and the top of the head lifting up toward the ceiling. And just feel that little bit of space between your rib cage and your pelvis. Let's put our hands on the belly and allow yourself to close your eyes for a moment and just sense your breath. Okay, so with eyes closed, I'm just going to take a couple deep breaths. Maybe my belly fills, maybe I feel this a little higher in my rib cage. Just take 2 more breaths with me. No right or wrong, just sensing your breath. Good, and let that go. And we'll keep on breathing as we move here together. So let your arms come down to your sides and just shake them out a little bit. Shake out any tension you might have in the arm. Shake your hands. Okay, we're going to raise and lower our arms. And just kind of check in. How are your arms feeling today? If you had to give it a number from 1 to 10. 10 is amazing. 1, lots of pain. Somewhere in there. Give yourself a number. We're going to do a couple things for our shoulders, and then we'll compare again and see how it feels. Okay, so let's go to the clavicle, right? This bone along the front here, collarbone, right? And we're going to just massage under that bone. I'm going to rock a little bit as I do that. So if I imagine this is clay, like modeling clay under my clavicle, and I'm just going to gently move it around a little bit. As much pressure as that feels good, right underneath that bone. I'm still pretty tall in my spine. I'm just rocking side to side. And my arm wants to shake a little bit as I push out. 2 more times. So I'm loosening up the muscle that kind of holds me in this posture a bit, right? So I loosened that up a little. Now put fingertips on that clavicle and raise the arm and feel how it rolls up a little bit. And then lower the arm and feel how it rolls down a little bit. You have to really take a second to find that. It's a small movement, but just recognize it and maybe nudge that bone to rotate a little more. Can it go up a little more and down a little more? And let's take our face with it. So we look up as we nudge that bone to rotate up, and then we look down as we nudge it to come down. And just let yourself breathe freely. 1 more time, up and down. Great, and then shake that out again. Let's grab onto this muscle on the top of our shoulder. I'm going to put my thumb on my neck, and I'm grabbing right on top of my shoulder, my upper trap, right? I'm going to squeeze this muscle and lift my shoulder up at the same time, and then release it down. And I'm going to rock again. Squeeze that muscle as I lift my shoulder up, and then release my hand as I go down. Squeezing as I lift up, and releasing down. One more time. Squeeze up, and release down. Good. And then we're going to do a little tapping down the inside of the arm, up the outside of the arm. All the way to the shoulder, down the inside of the arm, up the outside of the arm, down, up, one more time, down, and up, and I'm going to squeeze all the way down that arm, any surface, every surface of that arm, just giving it a good squeeze. And being pretty firm, not aggressive, but just a nice firm grasp, okay? And last, just wipe down the arm and imagine that you could wipe out any tension, that you could wipe away a little bit of gunk that might be stuck in there and let that go. Okay, let's sit for a moment nice and tall, and right away maybe you can feel a difference in the two arms. Let's compare, raise and lower those arms and just sense how they are the same or different. One more time. Pretty simple. Let's do that on the other side. Clavicle, rubbing under that clavicle. Just out and in. So right underneath that bone. Inhale as you press away. Exhale as you come in. And I'm rocking just gently side to side, letting my spine sway. One more time. And then fingertips on that clavicle, and I'm going to notice how it changes, how it rotates as I raise and lower my arm. So it rotates up like a key. As my arm goes up, it rotates down as I bring my arm down. Let's bring our face up, our chest up a little bit, and back down. Up and back down. This is great for countering, the hours we may be spending in front of books, screens, computers, what have you. Just kind of opening that chest up again last time. And back down. Grab the top of the shoulder. And my thumb is on my neck. I'm going to lift that shoulder up and squeeze with my hand and then release and lower down. Squeeze and lift and release and then lower down. So activating this muscle and then releasing it. Two more. Last one. Great. Let's tap down that arm, down the inside of the arm and up the outside of the arm. So we're waking up sensation in our arm, sending some blood, some energy there, unsticking anything that might be giving you trouble. And let's squeeze now, squeezing all over the surface of the arm. Imagine you have paint on your hand and you want to cover every surface of the arm. Firm squeeze. Okay, and then last we're going to brush down that arm. Again, every surface is coated. We're wiping away anything that might still be stuck. Any energy you want to let go of. And let that go and shake your arms out again. Let's just pause and notice again. Feel some tingling, some energy in both arms now. And let's raise and lower. And go back to that first number you have. Even if we've gone from a 1 to a 2, I'd say that's pretty good. Hopefully your shoulders feel a little open. Last time. Okay, so now let that go. Bring both shoulders way up by your ears, way, way up. And then slowly soften them down the back. Inhale up. And exhale to lower. One more. Inhale up. And exhale to lower. Great. Take hands behind your head. Elbows wide. I'm going to press my skull back into my hands a little bit. I feel my head right on top of my rib cage, and I'm going to rotate to one side and back to center and to the other side and back to center. I'm trying to keep that tall spine so there's no collapsing as I twist, or no rotating down as I twist. Nice and tall. Exhale, twist and center. And you might feel your legs wanting to move a little bit. Try to keep knees still, feet still, pelvis pretty still. One more time, right and left. Exhale, twist. And last one, exhale, twist. And center. Put one hand down, doesn't matter which, on the side of your chair. And we're going to reach this elbow up to the ceiling, feeling that stretch through that side, and come back. And we'll change to the other side. Hand down for support, elbow reaches up. And don't fall off your chair. Let's do that again. So this time as I reach my elbow up, I'm going to keep the same side hip really pressing down. And maybe you want to put your hand here to remind you to keep that side down. And last time, exhale up. And back down. All right, we're going to do a little work for our feet. Okay, so grab your feet. We're going to do first a little massage, just using your thumbs to massage the bottoms of your feet. Just like we gave some sensation to our arms, right? We're bringing some awareness, some blood, some energy to our feet. I haven't been wearing shoes very much in the last few months, and I guess I've been walking a lot, so my feet feel a little different. Okay, little massage, and then you're going to hold on to the leg and hold on to the foot with the other hand, and just easy circles. So I'm doing the circling with my hands, not with my foot. So let your foot be just a bystander. Try to be as passive as you can. Go the other direction in the foot. Let the arms do the work, the hands do the work. Okay, and let that go. And we're going to flex and point at the ankle. So I'm not worried about the toes yet, just moving at this ankle joint right in here. Flex and point. Again, try to let your foot go and do this work with your hands. It's a different feeling. And last one. Okay, we're going to twist the foot. So the bottom of the foot, can you twist it so it's facing the ceiling a bit? And then twist it so it's facing the floor. There's not going to be tons of range, but just do what you can. It feels really good to me. Twist the bottom of the foot up and twist the bottom of the foot down. Whatever you need to do with your hands to make that possible is fine. Just gentle, shouldn't be painful. Definitely feels like a stretch. Okay, last one. And then I'm going to grab onto the midfoot and I'm going to point and flex my toes. And again, I'm doing this with my hand. Okay, last time. And let that go. And let's put that foot down on the floor and just sense how my 2 feet feel a little bit different. One than the other. A little more energy, heat. Feels a little more spread and grounded on the floor. Okay, let's do the other side. Holding on to your leg with one hand, I'm going to circle first. direction, as passive as you can be. All right, let that go. Let's do flex and point at the ankle. This one is especially hard for me to not do with my foot. So it feels tight when I do it with my hands. Good, one more. And now twisting. Sole of the foot to the ceiling, sole of the foot down to the floor. So you can see my foot. I'm twisting up to the ceiling and twisting down to the floor. One more time. And then the toes. I'm just holding on to my midfoot and only working those toes forward and back. One more. And we forgot to massage the foot, so let's do that now. Take your thumbs and just kind of knead all over that foot. Any surface that hasn't been touched yet, just give it a little rub. Good. Okay, let that go. Both feet on the floor, just sense them for a moment, feeling that energy. A little spread, a little heat. It's nice. Okay. Reach arms forward. We're going to do a little spine stretch. So imagine my back is up against the back of my chair, and I'm going to peel my spine forward, head, shoulders, upper back, middle back. I'm not going into hip flexion, just spine flexion, and then rolling back up, sitting nice and tall. So if you saw me from the side, right, hip flexion would be this. Spine flexion is my spine curving. So try that. Sitting tall, exhale, head, shoulders, upper back, middle back, as far as I can go in my back without going into my hip, and then rolling back up. And do that one more time. Exhale forward. Feels really good on my back. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale to come back up. Great. Okay, clasp your hands together. Let's do some figure eights. These are some of my favorite stretches for different parts of the body we've been using a lot lately. Go the other direction, right? Lots of mouse work on our computers. Wrists are getting their fair share of cooking. So these are kind of wild, my figure eights. You can go a little more controlled if you like. And then wind your hands the other way. So I have my right thumb on top. I'm going to switch the wrap to the left on top and figure eight again. And now it feels like you're holding somebody else's hand. And go the other direction. I guess this is an infinity sign or a figure eight. Okay, let that go. Shake that out. We're going to hold on to our forearm, and I'm going to just let my wrist be loose. I'm doing the work with this hand and just letting my wrist be really passive. And you can just jiggle it around in a bunch of directions, just giving that joint a little freedom. And let that go, other side, as long as it feels good. Doesn't feel good, just give it. Okay, we're going to do a quick little thing for our neck. So I'm going to wipe my hand this way along the back of my neck. As I wipe, I'm going to look to my elbow. So at the same time, I'm wiping and looking toward that elbow. As much pressure in that wipe as it feels good. For me, I usually start off kind of light and then I get a little more firm with my touch. One more. And other side. And we're going to wipe to the left, toward the elbow. This is my left. And look to the left. And again, this is a nice little self-massage challenge for necks that might be looking forward over puzzles or books, whatnot. 2 more. 2. Last one. Awesome. Okay, let that go. Let's do our shoulder raise and lower one more time. Shoulders are going to come up by my ears like 2 balloons, floating them way up, and then softly down my back like 2 slippery bars of soap. And do that again with that intention of an easy, light lift, and then a slow, slippery lower. One more time. Inhale up. And exhale down. Great. Okay, we're going to spend our last 10 minutes down on the mat. So grab a mat if you'd like to join me for a little bit more stretching on the mat. Okay, so I'm going to lie on my back. And my feet are bent. Feet are hip width distance apart. Arms down at my sides. And let's just take a moment to settle here. Just taking a breath or two. You can close your eyes if you like. Just feeling the breath and feeling the weight of the body into the mat. And so as I exhale, maybe I can soften my weight a little further into the mat. Feel the back of my skull, the rib cage, some part of the rib cage, and my pelvis just sinking into the mat a little bit. And just feel how tension leaves the body a little bit when we can really just notice and soften, relax the back a little bit. Okay, and now let's rock the pelvis. We're going to press the low back into the mat, trying to flatten out that curve. And then exaggerate that low back curve. And do that a few times. So I'm not lifting my tail, I'm not lifting off the mat, I'm just rocking the pelvis back and forth. Exhale to press the low back into the mat. Inhale to exaggerate that low back curve. Exhale to press down. And allow the rest of your spine to respond, right? It makes my head nod, right? It makes my shoulders change their positioning. Just let that happen. So your whole back gets a little bit of massage on the mat. One more time. And then let's do our pelvic clock exercise next. So come back to a neutral place. If you haven't done this before, 12 o'clock is your belly button. 6 o'clock, your pubic bone. I'm imagining a clock resting on the front of my pelvis. And these 2 bones on either side of my pelvis that stick out a little bit are 3 and 9. So can we roll around that clock face? Trying to feel a point of contact on the mat for every number on that clock. And really allow yourself whatever strategy you need to make that happen. Can your legs move? Sure. Can your pelvis move? Absolutely. Can your feet move? Yes. Whatever allows you to find that point of contact. And then try going the other direction. And maybe notice what numbers your body likes to skip. And maybe notice if you can quiet it down a little bit now. A little less movement in your legs. And isolating it just a bit more to just that movement of the pelvis. This is hard the first time you do it, but it starts to become a really familiar friend that feels so good on your back if it's a little tight. So it's worth practicing. One more time. Okay, we'll let that go. Take your right knee into your chest. Hug it in tight. And let's extend your left leg down on the mat if that feels okay for you, or you can keep it bent if this is not comfortable for you. Circle your right ankle. Nice, slow, full circles. We did this, manually with our hands before, and now our foot gets to jump in. Go the other direction. Okay, set that foot down. And left knee into your chest, hug it in tight. Right leg slides out long if that feels okay. And let's circle the left ankle. Moving slowly through these circles, really noticing that full range. Noticing any sticky spots. Go the other way. All right, great. Set that foot down. I'm going to take both knees bent again, feet wide on the mat, as wide as your mat. Let's take arms open to the sides, and I'm going to drop both knees to the right. And maybe both knees come all the way to the floor, maybe they don't. I'm just going to breathe here, feeling that stretch for both hips and maybe in your back a bit, maybe in your shoulders a bit. See if you can go back to that idea that we soften with our exhale. Soften into the mat a little. And I'm going to change the position a little. Take your arms, bend at the elbow to find this goalpost position of hands on the floor. I'm going to take my right heel on top of my left knee and just increase that stretch a little, if that feels okay. I'm going to turn my head away from my legs, so my head turns to the left, and take a couple deep breaths here. We want to be careful coming out of deep rotations, so really draw your abdominals in first to release out of this, so we're protecting our spine. Okay, arms wide, feet on the mat wide, drop both knees to the left. And just softening into the mat with our breath. If you want to increase the stretch with me, change the arms to that scarecrow position or that goalpost. Left heel across the right knee and just gently press down. Turn your head to the right and take a few deep breaths here. And draw your abdominals in before you come out of this stretch to protect your spine. And let that go. Let's hug both knees into your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. And I'm going to set my feet down on the mat again. Right leg up to the ceiling for a little hamstring stretch. So let's flex and point the foot now. Flex and point. And you can continue that or join me for a little deeper stretch. I'm going to hold on to my leg. I'm going to bend my knee as I flex my foot. I'm going to straighten my leg as I point my toe and pull that leg just a little closer. So I go bend and flex, straighten and point, and pull it a little closer. Bend and flex, only if this feels good. Straighten and point. One more time, bend and flex, straighten and point, and we'll set that leg down. Other leg up to the ceiling. Just flex and point first. Feel that all through the back here, right? Back of the leg. And either continue right here, if that's enough for you, or we increase this by grabbing on, bend and flex, straighten and point, pull it a little closer. Bend and flex, straighten and point, pull it a little closer. Still breathing. Last one. And let that go and set that down. All right, let's roll onto your side. Use your hands against the floor to help yourself come up. And let's finish sitting. If it's comfortable for you to sit, soles of the feet together, knees apart. I'm going to hold on to my ankles and push my elbows into my knees to hang forward for a little stretch. You can drop your head. Drop the weight of your trunk forward over your legs. And just take a deep breath here. One more deep breath. See if you can really let go of any tension you might be holding on to. And then round yourself back up. And rest. All right. Thank you for joining me. I hope your body feels good after our little stretch. We have about 20 live classes a week that look a lot like this. If you'd like to join us, we'd love to see you. We miss all of our clients, and hopefully we'll be back in the studio soon, but until